Meantime, Indonesia's government has officially reopened the exports of masks and personal protective equipment products, or PPE. So what is actually the objective and potentials of this export activity reopening? Let's see it through these series of graphics. Here it is. We got a statement from government's official that we quoted from Agus Suparmanto as the trade minister. He said literally that we have already loosened the exports in the midst of large-scale social restrictions. So we open again the export of mask product and also personal protective equipment, or PPE, to push the wheels of the economy, since as we know that these productions are being in oversupply nowadays. And as stated by the trade minister, these regulations has been officially effective since Monday, 15 June 2020. And for information, the government initially did impose a temporary ban on the export of PPE, mass raw materials, and antiseptics since the COVID-19 pandemic. Actually, the ban is valid until June 30, 2020, but in order to maintain the trade balance and support Indonesia's economic growth amid the pandemic, the Ministry of Trade decided to revoke the ban. Furthermore, he said that the policy was a government support so that the export sector could return to excitement, specifically in the export of health industry products. The trade minister sees this is the right time to increase the exports of these goods because COVID-19 is still happening throughout the world. And before we look at the potentials of the export market, how big is actually the capacity of Indonesia's mass productions and PPE at this time? The information is on the next graph. We can see this domestic productions capacity that Indonesia has. First of all, for the surgical mask, we can cope with the productions within 131 million pieces per month. And moving on to the medical and surgical gloves, we may produce as much as 8.6 billion pieces per month. And then moving on to the personal protective equipment, we may produce as much as 18 million pieces per month as well. And the Director General of Chemical and Pharmaceutical and Textile Industries of the Ministry of Industry, Muhammad Khayyam, stated that currently 25 companies have obtained the productions and distributions permits for the personal protective equipment, or PPE, according to the World Health Organization standards. The government reveals that the PPE productions capacity of 25 companies hit 18.9 million pieces per month, or 226 million per year. These numbers increased from previously only 12 million pieces per year, or under 1 million pieces per month. Moreover, the Ministry of Industry claimed that current production's capacity can be achieved because the ministry has encouraged textile companies that were not previously PPE maskers to produce the PPE. And along with the large productions capacity, the government projects a surplus until the end of the year. So how big is actually the surplus? Let's see it through the next graphic. So it is projected that by December 2020, we will have a surplus in domestic stock amounts of surgical mask, fabric mask, and also medical protective gown or coverall, and also the surgical gown. So let's see for the detail. For surgical mask, we will have a surplus of 1.9 billion pieces up to December 2020. And moving on to fabric mask, we will have a surplus of 337.7 billion pieces by December 2020. And medical protective gown, we will have a surplus with the amount of 356.6 million pieces. And then with the surgical gown, a surplus by 13.2 million pieces. And the data we gathered is from the Ministry of Industry and Ministry of Trade as well. And the Minister of Industry, Agus Gumiwang, said that the diversifications of products carried out by the textile industry in the context of handling COVID-19 is one of the fastest way to meet the needs of personal protective equipments and also masks. They are very high at the moment, but it's different now. that the minister said that the PPE productions in Indonesia has experienced an oversupply. These conditions need to be followed up by reopening export permits, which has been done by the Trade Minister Agus Suparmanto. The Minister of Industry emphasized that the oversupply needs to be followed up with the right policy so that the huge export potentials due to the increasing world needs can be triggered so that domestic industry can survive while still contributing to economic growth, including helping other countries. However, government made sure to remain focused to fulfill PPE needs for the medical personnel. One of the ways to deal with the oversupply is, of course, by exporting into a number of countries. And FYI, several countries have been registered as the customers of Indonesia's medical devices products, such as surgical masks. And to know more about it, let's move to the next graphic. Here it is, we can see the prospective countries that becomes the customers of Indonesia for the surgical mask. First of all, we can see China with the amount of 25.6 million US dollar. Moving on to Japan by 0.3 million US dollar, and Hong Kong by the value of 12 million US dollar, and Singapore, our neighbor, by 36.3 million US dollar. And this data is taken in February 2020 from the Indonesia Central Statistic Agency, or so-called as BPS. And the value of export mask throughout February 2020 increased significantly from the positions in January 2020, which was only around 2.1 million US dollar, while on the annual basis, the value rises more drastically from February 2019, which was only around 0.1 million US dollar, or rose by 60,000%. And Indonesia Central Statistic Agency, or BPS, revealed that an increase in mass exports in February was coincided with the surge of coronavirus spreads, which began to become an international concern at the end of January 2020. So which countries are still potentials to become the export destinations for PPE and Indonesians masks? Let's see it through the next graphic. Here it is. Potentials export destinations countries. We can see United States of America as our prospective country to get the import of our productions, and also Europe, European countries, and also Africa and Japan as well. And we gather data from the Indonesian Textile Associations. As stated by the Indonesian Textile Associations, those countries in the graphic are potential market for Indonesia's PPE and mask products exports. And nevertheless, has estimated that the export plan does not have a significant impact on improving the performance of the national textile and textile product industry. The reason is, until now, there are only 30 medium and large-scale industries capable of exporting PPE and masks. This is quite different to the government, who believes that this export reopening will elevate the performance of the textile industry. And not only that, the textile associations even urge the government to require all textile industry players who produce PPE and masks to use local raw materials, because currently the availability of raw materials is still abundant. In addition, the associations emphasize that this effort is also aims to boost the growth of the textile industry and upstream textile products. With all opportunities and obstacles, we hope that the reopening of the export of masks and PPEs will at least raise the performance in Indonesia's exports. Stay tuned to the market headlines, because we will be right back after this quick break.